Welcome back to FM Story, and it's time for season 12 of this save where we're trying to end the dominance of Rangers and Celtic in Scottish football. We have won the last 3 league titles in a row, although last season was slightly disappointing that we only picked up 2 trophies rather than the 3 we had in the previous 2 seasons. But exciting things ahead. Season 12 sees us move into our new stadium. So without further ado, let's go and find out what we did in the summer transfer market. So we're at the opening day of the league season. We've got a home game in our new ground, the Ian St John Arena, to start the season off. Transfer-wise, we've again seen quite a few players go out. So early on, Noah Paul left for Hearts at the end of his loan spell as part of that deal. And Juan Sebastian Marquez left at the end of his contract to go and join Hibs. Then some players left that had been key players in the squad. So firstly, Niksa Delibasic left. Towards the end of last season, he was really struggling and wasn't the same player that he had been previously, so we've cashed in and he's gone to Al Batin. Dominic Laterna was very vocal about wanting to leave, so he again has also left and gone to Al Batin. Callan McKenna wanted to go and Real Madrid came in for him for 1.5 million, and then the following day signed one of our other goalkeepers, Sheriff Zebra, for 27.5 million. Felipe Castro was certainly behind Casanova in the pecking order, hadn't really performed when he was called into the side last season, so he's left and gone to Real Sociedad, and then Stevie Spears has gone out on loan to Hearts to get some first team experience. And then the incomings. So the first incoming in the summer, very much like when we signed Alan Kerr back in January, we've gone back for one of our own old players. We've brought Predrag Kosic in from Las Palmas. We had him for 1 season when he was 18 and then sold him on for a big profit. We've brought him back in as a replacement for Laterna to play along with Luis Roberto in that wide left role. Then with Callum McKenna going and with Zebra going, Medina was going to be number 1 goalkeeper this season anyway. We've then gone to Osasuna, picked up Adrian Villanueva, young goalkeeper, can hopefully develop into a pretty decent player and should hopefully be a decent backup to Medina this season. And then with Felipe Castro going and with Casanova being highly sought after, as well as Cochise, who can also play through the middle, we've gone in and signed a young player from Sturm Graz. We've gone in and signed Andreas Thaler. Only played 1 league game, I think, for Sturm Graz. Scored 1 goal in that. He has already played 3 times for Bosnia, and at 18 already looks a real quality player. Obviously still to develop. We've got him and Kocak, and obviously Cameron Holm, who came through our youth intake last season. So those 3 behind Cochise, behind Casanova, should mean we've got plenty of goals to come throughout this season. As we said, we've now moved into the new stadium, the Ian St John Arena, 24,312 all-seater, so it's about an extra 7,000 on what Fir Park was at the end of our time there. Very good condition. It's got undersoil heating. It's got good corporate facilities, which is better than what we had, a lot better than what we had previously. So hopefully that should bring some extra cash into the club as well. And the board vision for the season, so they want us to reach the Champions League proper, which we're going to go straight into the league phase, so it should be okay. They now want us to be winning the Premiership rather than just qualifying for the Champions League, which it's been for the last couple of seasons. They want us to challenge for the Scottish Cup and for the League Cup, which, as it has been for the last couple of seasons, means making it to the semi-final of those competitions. As far as the league is concerned, we are still not favourites to win the title. Rangers are the favourites to win the title, despite the fact that we've got 8 players in the Media Dream 11. But I mean, we've not been favourites for the past 3 seasons and we've won the league comfortably in each one of those. So hopefully that can continue on. And we've got this home game, and we've got a home game against Livingston. Livingston starts off, so hopefully we can get the league campaign off to a good start, as well as getting our new ground off to a good start in competitive football as well. So this is the team we've picked for our first game in our new stadium. We do have a few players out. Cesar Hernandez, who would probably be starting at right back, is suspended. So Damian Martinez is playing in his place. Predrag Kosic would have potentially started wide left. He's out injured. Alan Kerr is still recovering from the broken leg that ended his season early last season. So this is the team we've gone with for the game against Livingston. Hopefully we can get off to a good start at home in the new ground and carry on how we've been in the last couple of seasons. Right, Ghoulish with a throw. Do sink. We've given it away on the edge of their area. Now they're breaking. Now they're attacking in our half. Martinez gets back to win the header. Nuevo onto Basuari. Cochise down the right hand side. Gets to the byline. Pulls it back to Nuevo. Opens the scoring. First goal scorer in the new ground. It's Andre Nuevo. 1-0 up against Livingston in less than 20 minutes. And I mean, we've obviously had a lot of the ball. We had 8 shots before this. Cochise as well breaking away. Holds it up until the support in the box. And Nuevo has the time to pick his spot and put it past the keeper. Right, they've got a free kick deep in their own half. They've kind of tried to pass it through the midfield, but Rackler gets in there to win it. Luis Roberto to Dusink. Basuari, Cochise on the edge of the box. They've got a tackle in, but it's come back to Cochise. Basuari, Cochise. Nuevo, almost identical position to where he scored from, and he's hammered it high and wide. Half time, 1-0 up. Obviously disappointing to lose Casanova injured, but we should be much further ahead than that. I mean, 60% possession. We've had 17 shots, but we've only had 3 of them on target. That's obviously the big issue, and we need to be better in the second half. Right, so we made one more change to start the second half. We've taken Luis Roberto off and moved Nuevo wide left and brought D'Alessandro on into the midfield. So they're playing it out from the back. That's far too easy in the middle of the pitch there. Basuari gets back to win it. Back to Medina. He hammers it long. It's flicked on by Cochise. Thaler in the box. Lifts it over the keeper. Decent effort. Just couldn't get it on target. Free kick lifted into the box. Medina comes and claims it. And then throws it out to Damian Martinez. He finds Cochise, who loses out on the touchline. It's gone back to the keeper. And we've forced them to go long. But the header's won by Fire. Dusink wide to Goulis. Going down the outside. Gets to the byline. Squares it. D'Alessandro prods his foot at it, but can't keep it down. Right, Goulis with the throw into the box. It was flicked on by the defender in the end. Goulis back to Nuevo. D'Alessandro on the edge of the box to Nuevo. Gets his second goal of the game. Puts us 2-0 up. And although we are now 2-0 up, we are still making heavy weather of this. So many shots that just haven't hit the target. D'Alessandro into Nuevo. Takes a touch. Just hits it with the outside of his left foot and bends it into that top corner. D'Alessandro finds the ball forward. That was just really poor there. Now they're attacking on the edge of the box. We blocked the pass. Now we're attacking. Cochise plays it into Thaler. He dinks it across the far post to D'Alessandro. Force him a bit wide, and keeper turns the volley behind for a corner. Cochise to take the corner. Lifts it in towards that near post, which has been headed clear. D'Alessandro goes to collect it. His cross is deflected behind for a corner on the other side. And Cochise goes across to take this one. Goes short. And then we lose it out. Right, Home lifts the free kick forward. It's been headed clear. But Home gets back to win it. And Basuari gets in to win it the second time. Goulis finds Dusink. Fayette now forward to Basuari. Martinez down the right hand side to Tala. Basuari from the edge of the box, and that was just wild effort. And Goulis with the long throw into the box. There's an attempt to flick it on, but it comes all the way out to Dusink. It goes back to the halfway line to Rackler. He gives the ball away with a shocking pass. And now they're attacking down their left. Fido low cross into the box, and then Rackler's given away a penalty. So he gave away the ball to start the attack, and then he's bundled someone over in the penalty area to give them a penalty, to give them a chance to get back into the game with 15 minutes left. It sends the keeper the wrong way, and that's 2-1. And despite the fact that we've had 23 shots in this game, now we're in with a chance of losing points here. 2-1. We are still up, but we've been poor in the second half. Right, long over the top. Fayette heads to D'Alessandro, back to Dusink, back to D'Alessandro. Making his way down the left-hand side. Rolls it back to Goulis, first time into the box. It eventually comes all the way through to Basuari. He fires past the keeper. Quickly restores the 2-goal advantage, puts us 3-1 up, and allows us to be a bit more calm. D'Alessandro just rolls it back. Goulis just clips it in first time. Dusink might have got something on it, but eventually it falls for Basuari, and he fires it home. Right, Dusink with a free kick. Skims the top of the net as it goes over. And there we are, full time, 3-1 on the opening day of the season. First game in the new ground. Obviously, hopefully that's not a serious injury for Casanova, because we could struggle if it is. Decent performance. The positives are we've created loads of chances. The negatives are we were very wayward. We had 30 shots, an XG of 4.26, but we only had 8 shots on target. We have scored 3, but hopefully, and obviously it is only the first game of the season, so let's just take it with a bit of pinch of salt, but hopefully we're not going to struggle too much in front of goal. We've made it to the end of September. There was supposed to be another game after this, which was supposed to be the quarter-final of the Scottish League Cup, but that's been moved because of international duty. So we've got a game against Arbroath to finish off the month of September in the league. We are top of the table. They are bottom of the table, so hopefully it should be a pretty straightforward game. Since the opening day victory against Livingston that we saw, we've had a pretty decent run, particularly in the league. The Champions League has been a bit iffy, but we followed up the win against Livingston with a 3-1 victory away at St Mirren. We then beat Aberdeen 3-1 in the second round of the Scottish League Cup. And the one thing that seems to have plagued us so far is red cards. So we got off to a great start with a goal after 2 minutes. And then Streston Goulis got himself sent off after 4 minutes. But we were strong enough to be able to come away with a victory. We were then at home to Rangers and came away with a pretty comfortable 2-0 victory over them. We went away to Hearts and were great for the first hour. We were 3-0 up after an hour. And then the last half hour, we basically threw it away and ended up with a 3-3 draw. But we followed that up with a convincing 8-0 victory at home against Dundee United, Cochise picking up a hat-trick. We were then at home to Barcelona in the Champions League and suffered because of a red card. And Goulis was sent off in the first half, and then they overpowered us in the last half hour to come away with a 3-0 victory for them. We then went away to Ross County and a pretty convincing 6-2 victory. And then Wren at home in the Champions League. We got off to a decent start. We were 2-0 up. And then for the third game this season, we lost our left back to a red card. Damian Martinez was sent off. Obviously playing because Goulis was suspended, having been sent off against Barcelona. In the end, we just about hung on to win 3-2. What it means as far as the league's concerned is we are top on 16 points. We're level on points with Celtic, but they've played a game more. And we're 1 point clear of Rangers. Cochise has been absolutely outstanding, as you can see by his 8.5 average rating so far. He's got 5 goals, 7 assists, 3 player of the matches. And there was some more action in the transfer window after the opening day of the season. Cesar Hernandez left to go to Bayern for 19 million up to 23 million. And we sent young striker Cameron Holm out on loan to Hibs. And we brought in 3 players. The first of which, Dudu, Brazilian right back, signed as a replacement for Cesar Hernandez, and he started the season pretty well. 3 goals, 3 assists in 7 games from right back. Then we had some serious offers for Andrea Nuevo. He was very unhappy that we turned them down, but we figured we wanted to get a replacement in for him just in case there was an offer made that we couldn't refuse. So we picked up João Mendes, 19-year-old Portuguese under-21 international from Benfica. Hopefully he can develop into the same sort of quality player as Nuevo. Ideally, we keep Nuevo and Mendes develops alongside him so that when Nuevo does leave, then we've got the ready-made replacement for him. And then we had the opportunity to sign Fraser Sharp from Aberdeen. For a couple of reasons, really. He always seems to score against us, but also as a homegrown Scottish national player, helps us out with the Champions League quotas and everything like that. He hasn't done much for us so far. He did start the season with 3 goals in 3 games for Aberdeen before we signed him. But hopefully, as the season goes, he's got enough quality to step in and cover where we need him. Unfortunately, as you can see, he is struggling with an injury at the moment, so he's out at the moment. But hopefully we've got enough to pick up 3 points against Arbroath here. So this is the side we've picked for the game against Arbroath. Dudu obviously is coming as the starting right back for us. And with Kerr being back to fitness, we're trying him off the left, see if we can develop him into a left-sided player, cutting on his right foot and produce for us, because Cochise has been outstanding at the start of the season on the right-hand side while Kerr's been injured. So we're sticking with the 4-3-3 that we've got. They've got a 4-4-2. Hopefully the extra man in midfield will pay dividends for us. Right, Dudu with the throw. Basauri gives it away looking for Goulis, but Rackler picks it up at the back. Coming forward with it, finds Kerr on this left-hand side. He's going down the outside, back to Goulis. He gets to the byline, pulls it back to Kerr, and the keeper turns it behind for a corner. Kerr to take the corner, to swing it on his right foot. It's headed up in the air and away. Right, they've gone long with a free kick from just inside their own half, but it's gone all the way through to Medina. He then goes long. Casanova's beaten in the air, but Basauri picks up the loose ball and then gives it away. And now they're attacking on the right hand side, but Goulis wins it back. Into Nuevo. Dusink drifting right, gets past his man, back to Cochise on his left foot, smashes it against the post, and they've scrambled it clear. Cochise with a corner. Casanova got his head on it. Keeper's parried it away, fired it with across to the back post. It's headed back across goal. Goulis got his header across goal, and Kerr with a pretty simple job to head home from close range to put us 1-0 up. Casanova's header, keeper makes a great save. Fire picks the loose ball up, swings it over to the back post. Goulis heads it across goal, and Kerr sneaks his header in at the back post there. Right, another corner. Cochise swings it in. It's headed up in the air and headed clear. Dusink gets back to win the ball, finds Cochise. Basauri into Casanova. I think he was probably offside. He's had a bit of a goal drought so far this season. He hasn't scored. He was injured for a little while. It's been given, and that is his first goal of the season. Dusink went back to get the ball, finds Cochise. He just into Basauri, who first time pulls the ball across the box. Casanova gets in front of the defenders, beats the keeper, 2-0 up, and things are looking good. And it actually was pretty close, but definitely onside. Right, free kick on the edge of the box. Dusink to take it. Goes for the near post, hits the post. And they've hammered it up to the halfway line. Right, free kick into the box. Fire it with a header straight into the keeper's hands. And then they go long up the pitch. Rackler wins the header. Dusink to Goulis. Back to Dusink. Casanova on for Basauri. Kerr's forced wide. Pulls it back to the edge of the box. Gets it back to the back post. And Cochise can't keep his header down. Crossed into the back post. Fire gets his head on it. Cochise picks up the ball and then turns and runs at the defence. Going down the outs, cuts inside, finds Dudu. Cross comes in. Keeper punches clear as far as Nuevo. Hits the post from the edge of the box. And they've got it clear. Oh no, Nuevo's nicked it back. Kerr chests it down, pulls it back. And there's Dusink. 3-0 up. And that should be game over. And still over a half to play, but they're going to give the ball away in positions like that. Kerr, great touch on his chest, pulls it, fires it across, and Dusink with a simple tap in. Any one of four players could have scored that one. And Kerr swings the corner in. Rackler gets his head on it. 4-0 now, and this is a dominating performance. Just no one matched the run. Gets the header down. Beats the keeper. And the one thing, like in comparison to the opening day of the season, we had loads of shots and none of them were on target. I mean, that's completely different in this game. We've had 18 shots so far, 12 of them on target. Kerr with a free kick to the back post. It's headed clear. Now they're going to break Maloney for them. We've still got it. They've got runners making their way forward. From the edge of the box, pulls it across. Fighter made a great tackle there. Dudu brings it clear. Cochise gives it away though. And Goulis gets across to intercept there. Forward, Dusink with space. Kerr back to Dusink on the edge of the box. Drifts into the box. Fires it towards goal. Keeper turns it behind for a corner. And Cochise to take the corner. Swings it in. Casanova in the near post. Keeper saves it. It comes to Fire, who turns it in. And we're going to get a VAR decision for something that, I mean, if this is offside. So the corner comes in. Casanova's header. Fire's quite clearly onside. Why we needed a VAR review for that, I don't know. So, half-time, 5-0 up, 5 separate scorers. As we said, completely different situation to the first game of the season where we had, I think, 30 shots and less than 10 of them were on target. This game we've had 22 shots, 15 on target. We've scored 5 of them. And things are looking pretty good. Right, we made some changes at half-time. We've basically just swapped over our midfield 3 just to give some of the players some run out and just to rest the players that played in that first half. Right. Throw in Dudu to take, goes short to Cochise. It's fired across goal. There's Alan Kerr popping up off that left flank with his second goal of the game. And hopefully he can develop into a threat on that left flank. Because if he can cut in on his right foot, the way that Cochise is cutting in on his left foot, then will be a serious threat. But he gets in the box, fires home from about the penalty spot, and that's a great start to the second half and 6-0 up. Gulis with a free kick. Plays it into Mendes, onto D'Alessandro. Wide to Dudu. Driving forward from the edge of the box. And the keeper turns it over for a corner. Hubanoff to take it. Swings it in. We've got the head on it. But it's been turned behind for another corner. Hubanoff to take again. Again swings it into that near post. It's headed up in the air. Rackler goes for it. It comes out to Cochise. Right, Hubanoff with the corner. The outswinger this time. It's headed up in the air. And they've cleared it. Dudu's going across to pick it up on the halfway line. He's driving forward in the middle. Lifts it up. It's headed towards goal by Kosic. Hubanoff fires it home. We're going to get a VAR review to see whether that was onside or offside. It's been disallowed for offside. So Dudu lifts it up to Kosic, who'd come on for Cochise. He's headed it down, and Hubanoff was well offside in the end. Decent finish, but it's still 6-0. San Martin to Mendes with the free kick. He gives the ball away. D'Alessandro gets back to win it back though. Rackler goes long, looking for Kerr to get forward from down that left-hand side. They go back to the keeper and then fires it long. San Martin wins it back. Finds Hubanoff. Still got it. Pulls it back to Dudu. Hubanoff again into the box. Squares it. No one there. It's cleared as far as Dudu. Mendes. Dudu again. Kosic goes down the outside. Dinks across to the back post. Kerr's head is saved by the keeper. And there's Joel D'Alessandro to nod home and get our 7th goal of the game. Kosic does well to go past the left back, gets to the byline, just stands the ball up to the back post. Kerr looking for his hat-trick. Keeper saves it. It lands basically on D'Alessandro's head for him just to nod home. And we're 7-0 up with 20 minutes left. Gulis with a throw deep in our half. He's got the ball back. He's running into our box. San Martin wide to Dudu with space to move into down the right hand side. He's carried the ball a long way. Kosic gets scythed down by Crawford, and that's a red card. Right, they've gone long with a goal kick, but it's gone straight to the feet of San Martin. He finds Hubanoff wide to Kosic. Infield to D'Alessandro, finds Kerr in the box, beats the keeper at the near post, gets his hat-trick, and that's 8-0. Kosic does well to find D'Alessandro in space. He just shifts it on. Kerr takes a touch and just beats the keeper at the near post for 8-0. Right, Dudu with a free kick down the line to Kosic, into D'Alessandro again. What a ball from D'Alessandro to Hubanoff. He passes it into the back of the net. That's 9-0 just as we're entering the 90th minute. Kosic into D'Alessandro. Lovely first time ball. And a first time finish by Hubanoff. Took the keeper by surprise, I think. And that's 9-0. And there we are, full time. 9-0. Dominant performance. 40 shots, 27 on target. We've scored 9 of them with an XG of 6.47. And things are looking pretty good. And there we are. The end of another episode. Season 12's begun pretty well. We've seemed to have settled into a new home ground brilliantly. We are top of the table. the only undefeated team in the league. We are level on points with Celtic, who played a game more than us. We're 1 point clear of Rangers as well. Obviously, the league's going to get interesting in the next episode. We actually begin the next episode with a trip to Celtic in the league, so that'll be an important game. Champions League hasn't started brilliantly. We've played 2, won 1, lost 1. We need to stop getting players sent off in that competition. It's as simple as that. We've made it to the quarterfinals of the Scottish League Cup. We've got an away tie coming up against Hearts as well in that. So join us next time to see if we can keep the start to the season going, see if we can get that victory over Celtic to produce a bit of a gap at the top of the table. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.